It's amazing how children can affect our learning capacity. We think a lot of times that kids can't teach us anything. And I remember when I was in theological school, one of the books I read and studied was this pastor, preacher, teacher who said that he was teaching his young baby to say the prayer. And now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. That's a basic prayer that we teach. We remember teaching that to our kids, and but as he would go over that with the baby, when she got to the point, if I die before I wake, she would say, if I die before I live. And he couldn't break that, and I thought about that. And you know, a lot of folk die before they live. You don't live until you be with Jesus. Because some folk are just dead men walking. You follow me? And so that stayed with me. The other day, last night, when we were here and they were doing the roundup, and they just had ended a beautiful vacation Bible school. One of the children had two stories mixed up. I don't know if you caught that. But she said that, that's what said, what happened? It says, well, they had breakfast with Jesus. And that just stuck with me. But one of them, Evelyn was laughing about it this morning. She said, one of the disciples, when he saw Jesus, swam the shore and had breakfast with Jesus. And one of them had mixed up with the fish on the other side with Peter. So you have to understand that in children's realm, they just linked it all together. But I picked out that one. So that's what I'm going to talk to you today about, is having breakfast with Jesus. And so I'd like for you to come and go with me to Luke chapter 24, verses 33 through 45. I'm not going to be long, but Luke 24, 33 to 45. Our custom here at the Bell Zion Church, if you reach that passage of scripture, just say, got it. If you need me to wait, say, wait on me. If you really don't know what it is, just say, hold up. Luke chapter 24, verse 33 through 45. Are you there? Yeah. All right, it's the King James. I'm reading from that. And they rose up the same hour and returned to Jerusalem, and they found the 11 gathered together, and them that were with them, saying, the Lord is risen indeed, and had appeared to Simon. And they told what things were done in the way, and how he was known of them in breaking of bread. And as they thus spoke, Jesus himself stood in the midst of them, and said unto them, peace be unto you. And they were terrified and affrighted, and supposed that they had seen a spirit. And he said unto them, why are you troubled? And why do your thoughts arise in your heart? Behold my hands and my feet, that is I myself. Handle me and see, for a spirit hath not flesh and bone, as you see me have. And when he had thus spoken, he showed them his hands and his feet. And while they yet believed not for joy, and wondered, he said unto them, have you here any meat? And they gave him a piece of broiled fish and honeycomb, and he took it and did eat before them. He said unto them, these are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled, which were written in the law of Moses, and in the prophets, and in the Psalms concerning me. Then opened their understanding, that they might understand the scriptures. Breakfast with Jesus. Amen. In the early parts of our life, there was a movie called Breakfast at Tiffany's. Right. And it was a love story, and this is exactly what we have today. Is Jesus is reassuring his disciples that he's real. Two men, if you start out with this text or with this chapter, two men are on their way to Emmaus, and they are talking about Jesus and the experiences that they had, but they were a little bit perplexed And a little bit misunderstanding about what God really meant when he was here the 33 and a half years. So on their way to Emmaus, they are perplexed and wondering, was Jesus really real and still alive? And while they were sharing the history of what had taken place in Jerusalem on a hill at Calvary, Jesus meets them in the midst. And they tell him, as he asks the questions along the way, paraphrasing, what are you talking about? Man, you must don't understand. You evidently was not, you don't know what happened in Jerusalem with Jesus, and he was hung, he was crucified, and he was buried, and they say he got up. Right. But we don't know if he got up, but we believe enough. We're going to do some more research, and Jesus began to walk with them. You have to understand, as you walk along the highways of life, if you're really in tune to the Holy Spirit, God will show up. Yeah, you will. There are a lot of folk who are looking for Jesus in all the wrong places. Right. But if you really have your heart set on understanding who Jesus is, he will show up in time. And so you have to understand that in this story, the stone has been rolled away, the body of Jesus was gone, and the women were perplexed. They were there. The disciples had scattered and went back to doing what they were trained to do, which were fishermen. And so here it is, they had huddled together. And you ask, why were they perplexed? I'm glad you asked me. Because they had forgotten his words. Amen. Sometimes when our faith gets weak, we forget what Jesus has already said. It's in the text, that's what he says. He says, you know, why are you thinking about, I told you all of this for 3.5 years. I've been telling you what was going to happen, and you weren't listening. A lot of times we can hear a whole lot of stuff. The other day I was multitasking. I was doing something, and someone was talking to me, and I was doing something with a young lady, and I was trying to help her. We were working on the computer, and the person was talking. I said, no, go keep on talking. I hear you. But sometimes we just hear. We don't listen. Amen. And so here, they knew the story, right, but they were perplexed about the stone being rolled away. Who rolled the stone away? Man, that was a big stone. Yeah. How did it get rolled away? There was some grave clothes there. Who did that? Jesus said, I did. Right. I am the living proof. Right. I told you that I had to die and go into the world, right, into the earth, and I was going to rise again. Right. You remember me telling them that in 3 days, if you tear this building down, I'm going to raise it up again? Were you listening to me? Did you understand me? No, they didn't, because they are talking about this. Even his disciples didn't. The women had enough faith to show up at the tomb, right, to try to do that, but they had a perplexing ability about them and a mindset because they didn't understand what was going on. An angel appeared for them. Right. Said, why do you seek the living among the dead? Yeah. We no longer have angels that show up and tell us that Jesus is alive and real. Right. We have the Holy Spirit. Amen. And the Holy Spirit will let us know that Jesus is real. Right. You ask me how I know he's real? Every now and then. Yeah. When I think and I'm within the spirit of the Holy God, yeah, my hair stand up on my arms. Oh, no. My head started rocking. Oh, no. My feet start patting. Oh, no. And I know that I can feel him weighing on the altar of my heart. Some of the things that he does for me daily in my life lets me know that he's real. In the midnight hour when pains are running through my body and I don't quite understand it, he has a little talk with me and I know he's real. You see, we have the Holy Spirit who will bring us our recollection and let us know that God said he would never leave us nor forsake us. So here is the kicker. If you can't find God, guess who moved? God is in the same place that he always was. We have to understand that these two men could have walked and talked for days and never got rid of that disappointment. But somebody named Jesus, Brother Terrell, was determined, since they had the tenacity to talk about him and share along the way, Jesus said, let me go help him. And when you don't understand how God's works, The thing about it is that just let Jesus work in your body.
Right.
There are some things that we're not going to ever understand.
Right.
Like one of the kids asked one of the people in Vacation Bible School, who made God? She said, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Nobody made God. He's self-existent.
Right.
All we know is in the beginning was the Word.
Right.
That's as far as we can go. If we go beyond in the beginning, we mess up. And sometimes I think some of our preachers mess up because they're trying to go back in the beginning before God and try to explain some stuff. You can't explain God before in the beginning.
That's right.
We have no proof of it, but we know He was there.
Right.
And He is the great I am.
Right.
So here it is. They could have never, ever understood why Jesus would do what He did, but God helped them out.
Right.
They lacked the key to unlock the Old Testament. The Old Testament says a Savior is going to come.
Right.
A rock hewn out of a mountain
Right.
is going to come here. He's going to be gentle as a lamb, but and you have to understand that He's going to teach you joy, but He's going to be named Emmanuel,
Right.
God with us. And not only that, He's going to save us. They forgot. And sometimes we forget to link the Old Testament and New Testament.
Yeah.
That God has already told us
Right.
that He was coming on the scene.
Right.
And here it is that God helps him. He says, you got to understand that the Messiah has to suffer
Right.
and die before entering His glory.
Right.
Mary, don't touch me.
Right.
I haven't ascended to my Father yet.
Yeah.
You see me glorified,
Yeah.
but I had to go back to the Father yet.
That's right.
I'm going back to get all power.
Yeah.
You see, I had access to some power, but I'm going back to God to get all power. So don't touch me.
Yeah.
Because see, you are sinful.
Right.
And now I'm free of that sin that I died for.
Yeah.
I'm going back to the Father.
Yeah.
But I'm going to come back and walk with men for 40 days. And this is part of this 40 days that you see Jesus walking with these two men.
Right. Right.
And the thing about it is that the disappointment from these disappointed mourners soon became missionaries.
Right. Right.
From mourners
Yeah.
to missionaries. What an awesome thing.
Yes, it is.
Only God can do that.
That's right.
They're mourning along the way, not fully understanding where Jesus is going.
Right.
Because Thomas asked him, saying, Lord, how are we going to go? Paraphrasing, we don't know the way. So don't worry about that. Trust me. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man can come to the Father but by me.
Yeah.
So I am, Mr. Check with me first.
That's it.
If you really want to get into heaven, you got to walk with me.
Yeah.
You see, here is the key. These two men took the first step.
Yeah.
They were on their way.
Right.
And they shared what they knew about Jesus.
Right.
Don't feel anything about Jesus you don't know.
That's right.
Just walk with Him.
Amen.
And don't try to explain stuff you don't know.
That's right.
And they were determined enough to find more of Jesus, and He came in their midst and helped them out. You see, that was one missing. The text says, where two or three, walk with me. He says, where two or three are praying and agreeing on the same thing, I'll be right there. So they had two on the way to Damascus, but they lacked the one. And Jesus steps in to make the three. Somebody missed that. Jesus has all the answers to their situation. He steps in the middle, and that's what Jesus does for us. Whenever we're perplexed, whenever we're doubtful, God will step in at the right time and help us along the way. Nobody but Jesus. It's good to talk with mama. It's good to talk with daddy. It's good to talk with counselors, but Jesus is the one. He's the mighty counselor. He's the one that He can let us know something. And even that we don't quite understand it, we have to trust His hand. We have to trust His heart. Amen? And so the thing about it is that at becoming from mourners to missionaries, these men went on to share the good news with other folk along the way. There is no doubt in my mind that once they understood it, my question is you is why you don't share the good news. You say you walk with Jesus. You say you wake up and talk to him every day.
Yeah.
Why can't you walk with Jesus in somebody else's way? That you would help somebody rather than criticizing or ostracizing, that you would go to the close of the day helping somebody else. Here is Jesus who has to prove to his disciples that he's real. They think they see a ghost. Oh, Lord. And so some of them think, I do know, Shelley, if you saw a ghost, you'll be out of here. Even if you saw some moving, a light moving over there, even though you're a Christian, you won't be headed out the door. But the thing is, things that we don't understand perplex us. But here it is, that Jesus appears to them with flesh on, and this is how he proves to them, do you got anything for me to eat? I want to have breakfast with you. It's okay for eating fish for breakfast. It's right here. Instead of having all that pork, we just had some. We should have had fish. Sister Carmen had some fish left over from yesterday. And by the way, I do have some left over from yesterday. It was delicious. And the thing is that Jesus gives him, he says, wait a minute, man, you still doubting? Ghosts don't eat. Touch me, feel me, see me. That's the invitation that God gives us every day. Touch me, see me, feel me. And that's what we have to do to keep hope alive. To be able to tell somebody else about how good God is. When the baby mentioned that, it says at breakfast, Jesus, I'm going to tell you something else. It's okay to have breakfast with him, Sister Satan. It's okay to have brunch with him. It's okay to have lunch with him. It's okay to have supper with him. In fact, the 20th, that Revelation 4:20 says, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice, I'll come in and sup with him and he with me. So God is at the door knocking. And all you have to do is just open the door. The thing about it is that God likes eating with us. So the next time you say your prayer or you bless your food, remember that Jesus is right there. You're thanking him. It's okay to have lunch with him and dinner with him and supper with him. And even if you go to night chow, it's okay to have Jesus. But let me tell you something. It's okay to have Jesus and talk with him 24/7, 365. It's all right. He is a God who is ever present. He's our very help in the time of need. You need to know that it's like these two men walking from Emmaus. They were determined, they wanted to learn more, Sister Sears. And we should be just like these two guys. We should be determined to learn more about Jesus. In today's world where we have so much alternative truth, we need Jesus to feed us, lead us, and watch over us so that we can be better Christians along the way. God has given us all the message that he is who he is and he will not change. He's immutable. He does not change from day to day. And all we have to do is depend on God and walk with him. Isn't it wonderful to walk with Jesus? Have you ever had a little talk with him? You tell him all about your trouble, not that he doesn't already know, but God will walk with you. He'll protect you, feed you, guide you, lead you, love on you. It's like Brother Johnson say, whatever you need, God's got it. Whatever you need, God's got it. Young people, you're not too young to have a talk with God. Stay with him. Tell him about your trouble. Some things you might not understand, but by and further on up the road, you'll see the light. And it says in our text that after Jesus ate the fish and had a conversation with them, then they got an understanding. They got an understanding of who he was. That we're not afraid anymore. It's Jesus himself. And we need to stop acting like we're afraid of Christ. We need to love him and tell people about him. Whatever road we on, it might not be to Emmaus, but whatever road we on, we ought to tell somebody about Christ Jesus. So what do you talk about? Tell them about how he brought you thus far. Tell them how the doctors gave up on you and you're still here. Tell them how you had a heart attack or stroke here and God still got you here. Tell them about how far he's brought you from picking cotton to picking Cadillac. You ought to tell him how you used to pick peas and okra and stuff in the field, and now you're driving on 4 rubber wheels. You need to tell God how good he's brought you and how other folk tell him how God has brought you from looking up to a shack with a tin roof and seeing the sky and the moon to bringing you where you are today. God is an awesome God, and we ought to give him praise. He's brought us from shotgun houses to Riviera Plantation. God is awesome. And all we have to do is start out in the morning. Here's the key. When you start to have breakfast, have it with Jesus. And have a little talk with him all during the day. He will hear your feeble cry. God will answer you, it says, by and by. Now that's the key. You got to wait on him. Because God, you can't hurry God. And a lot of times I think we're living in a microwave society. We want to hurry God. But you can't hurry God. Just stay there with him. He says in his word, and I'm closing, stand still. Don't move. Stay where you are and know that I'm God. I can do everything but fail. If you need a bridge over your troubled water, walk on me. You just don't know how Jesus is going to show up. And I like how he handles nature. He says to nature, peace. Be still in the wind. Hush the wave. And one time, he opens the Red Sea. He parts the water. They walk across on dry land. The next time he shows up, he walks on the water. There is no telling. There's no defining what my God can do. And every time you think you got him in a box, he proves to you that he's bigger than that. So don't try to make it. Don't let somebody tell you what your God can't do. Because he's awesome. And he's worthy to be praised. So tell the story. I don't care if you're on the road to the club. Tell the story. I don't care if you're on the road to the casino in Las Vegas. Oh, I didn't say that. If you're on the road to Chicago, going to talk about Jesus along the way, ask him for traveling grace. Because he will give you that. Where did you get that from? It says, in all thy ways. Proverbs 3:5, he says, in all thy ways, acknowledge him. When you get ready to do wrong, acknowledge him and he'll stop you. In all thy ways, acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. Yeah, he says, he is very able, and he is good. Walking with Jesus. Just keep walking with him. There's a song I think they got that says, keep on walking. Might be crippled, but keep on walking with Jesus. I'm walking with him because I trust him. David says, yea, though I walk through the valley and the shadow of death, I'll fear no evil because thou art with me. God is not going to leave you. And if you're in a valley, as long as you got God with you, you got protection on every side. And a valley is nothing but a depression between two mountains. And as we travel through life, we're going to be there one day. Someday we're going to go through that, but God is able to keep you. So David says on the end of that 23rd number Psalm, surely, I'm guaranteed, I've got assurance that I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. That's an assurance. Rather than Geico, you need Jesus code. God has the assurance and the insurance that he will do exactly what he says he'll do. Here we have it. I thank the baby for having breakfast with Jesus. Isn't it wonderful to invite Jesus into your life? That's what she was saying. It's okay to have it, no matter what meal it is. Because we feast on him. If you really want to be full, filet mignon not going to do it. But full of Jesus will. You have to understand that God is awesome. And he reigns forever and evermore. One of these days,
Yeah.
we're going to get a chance to walk the streets of glory.
Yeah.
We're going to be able to sit down at the table
Yeah.
and tell our story.
Right.
And we're going to see
Yeah.
what heaven is really all about.
Right.
As the 24 elders
Yeah.
cast down their crowns.
Yeah.
I like that story.
Yeah.
It says they cast down their crowns and they bow down before God.
Right.
And then they stand back up and put their crowns back on, Sister Matthews, and then they bow down again, and they lay their crowns down again. It's repetitious, and I like that. What they're saying is that they thank God
Yeah.
for what he's done for them.
Right.
They praise him for who he is.
Right.
They don't value their crowns. They lay them down and they thank God and they get up and put them back on. And then at that moment, they think of something else they left out. So they get back up again
Yeah.
and thank God and bow down.
Yeah.
And I'm just wanting to wait to see that crystal glass floor.
Yo.
I want to see that tree that grows on both sides. I ain't figured that out yet of the river, but one of these days, soon and very soon, we're going home to live with the Lord, never to return. You have to understand, out of the mouths of babes come gems.
Yeah.
You need to understand that children can tell. It says the show used to be that children can say the darndest thing with Art Linkletter. Some of you are too young to know that. Some of you are too old to remember it. Let me correct that, some of us. But the thing about it is that we have to understand, and I'll never forget, we were, I think it was at a family reunion or something. It might have been during the storm. But one of our, I guess, cousins or nieces, children, the grandmother was sitting up, her grandmother was sitting up, and she said, "I'm sleepy, and I don't know if I can stay awake." So the grandbaby, I don't know how old she was, she said, "Why don't you go to bed then? The children can give you some wisdom if you just listen. See, children can teach us things if we'll just listen. And I shall never forget that. Breakfast with Jesus. That's all right. And you know what? When you bless your food, it just tastes better. Yeah, you might have forgot to leave that ingredients out of that cake. But if you add Jesus, you can digest it. Now, I ain't begging for no cakes with nothing left out of it. But the thing is that it's sweeter every day with Jesus. It's sweeter than the day. God bless you and keep you in our prayer. The privilege of the church is extended to here to all of you who may not know Christ. We extend you the privilege to become members of God's household. Whether you come in by letter, restoration of faith, or candidate for baptism, our motto is, whosoever will, let them come.
That's right.